Hey everybody, welcome to Squad Pod Sports. This is episode 14. Had a crazy week of football this weekend. So we're gonna cover the week 8 that just happened, our predictions for week 9, of course. Talk about the NBA rumors that are going on. There's a lot of NBA rumors that are happening. And then we'll kind of touch on anything else that we can kind of think of before we hit in our bias bubble and our sports data of the podcast here. So we'll just hop right into it. The Thursday night game this past week was the Falcons and the Panthers. Man, and the Falcons did it.
I knew it. Called that shit. Let me get my paper out here.
Get the notes.
Our records. Vernon Mincy picked Atlanta, Hotlanta, Carolina.
Yeah, and I said I was never going to pick Atlanta again.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't blame you. Matt Ryan and neither of the quarterbacks ended up having that great of a game. Matt Ryan had like 200, almost 300 yards, but like a pick and a touchdown. Like, it wasn't pretty.
Yeah.
It was decent for a Thursday night game, though, as far as like being
they definitely played a lot better than I thought they were going to play.
Oh, damn, Matt Ryan didn't even have a touchdown, it doesn't look like. But I think Julio Jones went the fuck off. Let me see.
Yeah. Julio Jones had 137 yards.
Damn, son.
That's just like a norm for him in primetime games.
Told you, that's why I named my team after him. He's the shit.
The Game of Jones.
The next game we had about that one.
Yeah, I mean that one was pretty much. It was a good game, but nothing like too exciting really. The first 1:00 game I have here on the list is your Patriots and Bills.
That shit was a lot closer than I thought it was gonna be.
Like, it was a lot closer.
I was like, oh my god, we have it. At that one point at the end of the game, I'm thinking to myself, it's at least going into overtime.
Yeah,
it's at least going into overtime. Cam Newton.
I thought you guys had it. I thought you guys had it locked up. I thought you were gonna run down, score a touchdown.
For some reason, he just fumbled. Man, it happens. It is what it is.
It happens when you try to run the ball.
First time. He just ran the ball 3 times previously. It was fucking him up. So, you know what I mean? It's not like it was a bad decision.
Yeah, but I mean, as soon as I saw that the Pats had like 20 points on the board, I was like, oh, they're definitely going to come down here and score a touchdown, and they're going to win the game. They've been scoring.
And then, you know, it's all part of the great tank job. The facade that Bill Belichick's throwing up.
The great, I talked to you about last week, man. Is it all set? Is it all going according to plan for old Billy
Belichick's comments this week? We'll get to that later.
I had that kind. I wanted to talk about that
too.
Right? Yeah, we'll talk about that here.
But I picked New England. You picked Buffalo in that one. So
yeah, I think we had a lot of different picks this week, didn't we?
We did, and still ended up. Overall, you were 9-5. I was 8-6.
Okay, so pretty close.
But we did have a lot of different picks.
Yeah, the next here was unexpected, really. The Bengals and the Titans, man. Old Joey Burrow. Yeah.
Thought they're gonna handle business.
Old Joe Burrow went over there. He did his thing, man. You know,
2 touchdowns. Man,
2 touchdowns.
This dude rarely throws in completions. It's crazy. Like,
it is.
He is proving to be a great quarterback on a shitty team.
Exactly. What I mean? That's what I was gonna say. Is what can he do with a decent O line and weapons? Like, that's scary. That's scary to think about.
Seems like the real deal. Derrick Henry, of course, still had 112 yards and a touchdown. You can't really slow that man down unless you're
That's
Pittsburgh.
Like every week.
Exactly.
But I mean, them Titans, I think they gotta go back to the drawing board. They might be panicking
still
a little
5-2.
Yep.
5-2.
They did drop 2 in a row at this point.
Right.
They gotta kind of think things over going to next week. We'll see who they play next week, though.
Shit, 5-2, I'd kill for that right now.
For real. I totally agree
rich
with
people
you.
Problems. They got rich people problems. Let's move on.
The Raiders and the Browns.
You picked old Vegas in this one.
I picked Vegas, man. I had a feeling.
I picked Cleveland for whatever reason. I thought they were gonna do it even without Odell. I thought, look, Jarvis Landry only had 52 yards, I guess, but still, I really thought they were gonna be all right. But maybe Las Vegas is really that well-rounded right now.
Yeah, exactly. It seems like Vegas has a pretty good team. John Gruden kind of built up I mean, people kind of doubted him whenever he was trading away like Khalil Mack, Mari Cooper, and everything. But I mean, he had an overall plan. It seems like it's kind of working out as of right now.
Derek Carr is the next piece for him to go.
Yeah, as soon as he figures out a nice like QB to trade for, yeah, it's over for Derek Carr.
He's found his running back in Josh Jacobs.
Oh man, he's so good. And then you got Henry Ruggs. Like, yeah, like that's a nice team.
I got him on fantasy. I scooped him up, but he ain't been doing too great. But I have paid Henry Ruggs. Yeah. But yeah, I lost on that one. I picked Cleveland. We'll see what happens going down the road with these two teams.
Yeah, Cleveland. Let me see. Cleveland are 5-3 right now. Like, I wish we were 5-3 right now.
That's what I'm saying, man. Yeah. They got all these teams.
No pity for these Browns.
No, not at all.
The next game was the Colts and the Lions. The Colts dropped the 40 burger on them.
I think that's the highest score this week. It was 41.
Phillip Rivers had 3 touchdowns.
330.
Matt Stafford.
Shit, Matt Stafford.
Both of them had 3 touchdowns.
That means you had Wilkinson. Look, 89 yards for Wilkinson, so he was balling too.
Yeah.
I picked Detroit in this game because I thought Detroit, like I said, Matt Patricia's fighting for his job. That wasn't a game necessarily like he would get fired over, you know. Yeah. So like, and plus he's been balling the last couple of weeks. So Matt Patricia would keep his job even though he lost. Yeah. Keep it rolling.
Mean, they didn't really have much of a run game for Detroit either. I see their top running back Agnew here had 11 yards. That was the most rushing yards in the game. Was 11 yards. Their what's his name? Marvin Hall. He had 113 yards. So I mean, they were passing it, trying to get things done, and it wasn't working.
You telling me that a professional football team had a running back and the top rusher was 11 yards?
11 yards. The next rusher had 10 yards. So yeah, I'm guessing they were already behind at that point, so they were just trying to sling it. I'm guessing,
but
I don't know. But yeah, the Colts and Phillip Rivers, they did the thing. The Colts are 5-2 right now. Frank Reich and Phillip Rivers are rolling.
Frank Reich defense is decent. Trying to prove that it was him who
won. They do play Baltimore next week, so that'll be the real test. But yeah, the next one we had another surprising game here: the Vikings and the Packers.
Vikings want to show up at the most random times. Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
4 touchdowns.
It was a Dalvin Cook show.
Maybe that's the only reason they won this game. Yeah. But like, I just hate how they show up at the worst times. Like, it's just ridiculous because, like, of course I bet on the Packers. Of course I bet on the Packers.
I did too, man.
And the Vikings, like, we both picked Green Bay in this game.
And this is a problem for Green Bay going back to last year. Any team could just run all over them. That's what happened to them in the conference championship.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and
speaking of that, they play San Fran next week.
Yeah.
It's a much different team, but.
Yeah. I mean, the Packers, they didn't do much at all to improve on that side. So, I mean, this is what do you expect whenever you don't try to improve? You're still going to be just as effective against the run as you were last year.
Right.
But I mean, the Packers.
We'll see what happens with that, man.
Kind of brought it back at the end. I had thought they had a chance, and then I think Aaron Rodgers took a sack there at the end and kind of gave the game away.
He always gives them a chance to win. It's like great. Like, you have them in the last drive, you got a chance.
Oh yeah, I was expecting a Hail Mary or something.
Yeah. Come with me.
Come with me, Aaron Rodgers. The next one was we expected the Chiefs and the Jets. Chiefs
blowout.
They were having fun the whole time.
They had like a 20-point spread or something and like covered it.
Yeah, I think it was like 19 was the spread. That was outrageous.
We both easily picked Kansas City of that game.
Absolutely. The next game was the Dolphins and the Rams. Man, the Dolphins, the defense had like a touchdown. They had a couple picks. Jared Goff had a couple picks and fumbles. Like, Jared Goff looked off. But yeah, I mean, Miami, Tua time, got his first win.
I don't think he had 100 yards passing, but he got his first win. And that's all that matters. They had,
he had 93 yards and a touchdown.
I just think that, like, it's kind of looking real bad for my Patriots in this division right now. Miami decided to show up at the worst time. We can't even get the second spot.
Dolphins just pulling away.
Oh God, it's bad in New England right
You
now.
can't be worse than the Jets, though.
We play them next week. We'll see.
But yeah, the Rams didn't look good. I mean, they're fake. I mean, we call that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Dolphins. They might be set up for the future, man. Who knows?
The Rams always seem to be like, oh, we're competitors, and then they lose like a game like this.
They show up at the random time. Most random time.
It's like the opposite of what's it called? Minnesota. Like they're really good and then they're bad at the worst time. They're just like, you're supposed to win this game pretty easily. Like because they say they beat somebody great last week or something like that, and they come in and lose a game to the Dolphins, who aren't a bad team. I'm just saying. The Rams are 5-3 with this loss to the Dolphins even. So they came into the game at 4-3, where the Dolphins were 3-3, and I don't know. I mean 5-2. I don't know.
Man,
I just don't trust them Rams. They squeak games out and then lose games like this.
Nobody can trust them Rams.
No.
The next one was a fantastic game. The Steelers and the Ravens, amazing game. The Ravens they had it in the first half. Not gonna lie. And then Steelers, they kind of figured the Ravens out and then kind of put it on in there in the second half.
Right. That adjustment, Mike
Tomlin. The Ravens had it. They came back there at the end. You thought, oh, maybe do something here if they get a touchdown. Nope. They just didn't have any timeouts. Maybe if they already had timeouts, they would have been able to maybe figure something out, but they kind of screwed themselves there.
Right. I mean, Lamar didn't have a bad game, passing or nothing like that. 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. Like, he didn't do enough, it seems. Like, he was getting sacked at the worst times.
Yeah, like, their own teammates calling the team out, saying you got all these weapons, you're not using them.
Marquise Brown, But I picked Pittsburgh in this game.
I picked the Ravens.
Baltimore.
I did.
I'll take that W. Let's go Pittsburgh.
But it was a good game. Steelers are still undefeated.
Where we have another, both of us picked the loser. We picked the Chargers in this game.
Chargers and the Broncos. Those damn Broncos. Somehow.
Damn Broncos.
They're still, like, I don't know how they're doing it, man.
3-4 somehow.
3-4.
Respectable, I guess. Bet you beat 2-5 Chargers, whatever. Fucking Justin Herbert's still the real deal. He had 3 touchdowns.
I saw something about them being, like, a team that was ahead, like, for the past 5 games, they were up like by 17 points or something, an average, and then they still lost all those games. Like
they're the next Falcons.
The lead, yeah, maybe unless they get something figured out, get Justin Herbert kind of settled there next year. Who knows?
It's crazy how when a team is consistently blowing the lead. That's weird because
there's a problem somewhere.
You're getting up on people and then. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, how are you consistently blowing huge leads?
Like, you completely shut down. Like, how is the defense and the offense shut down?
It just
usually
doesn't
it's
make
just
sense.
One or the other.
You either get your ass whooped the whole game, or you know what I mean? It's a competitive game, but like, how do you blow a 21-point lead? Like, it happens. It happens. Exactly. That's what my point is. Like,
you
do that over and over
these types
and
of
over.
leads.
Over. That's got to be demoralizing.
It is.
Jesus.
That would be a terrible feeling. I mean, the Broncos though they squeaked it out with a 1-point win there.
Drew Lock.
The next game, the Saints and the Bears. Hey. I think we both had the Saints in this one, didn't we?
Yep, both of us picked New Orleans. It was a close game.
It was a very close game.
It could have went either way there. Went into overtime. It was almost a tie. Realistically, I thought at one point that shit was going to end in a tie because neither of them could get anything going in overtime. But ended up getting that field goal.
Both teams are pretty suspect.
They are.
And
Drew Brees faces Tom Brady next week.
Yeah. Chicago's 5-3 and New Orleans is 5-2 right now.
Right.
But so I don't trust Chicago. I don't trust either of those teams going into late season into the playoffs.
They're talking about Drew Brees and like how he does not throw the ball more than 20 yards down the field.
Yeah.
Like the Saints are a team where you have to be able to tackle because they're gonna dump it off and then let Kamara work. You know what I'm saying? So like
they don't even have Michael Thomas either.
Right. But he's another player who's great after the catch. So
Yeah.
once they get him back, maybe they get a little bit better. But they're squeaking these wins out, even though they're kind of hobbled as far as wide receiver goes. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, that was an all right game, though. The next game was the 49ers and the Seahawks. Old WrestleMania doing it again, brother.
4 touchdowns.
4 touchdowns.
This dude is trying to win MVP. He's
no
tired.
Interceptions.
He's tired of this shit. He's like, I'm going to be the next Tom Brady. He's already been the 2 Super Bowls, right?
He's like throwing it across the field to DK Metcalf, who then runs across the field, like to the corner of the end zone, like some wild stuff. If they had a defense,
bright. The future is bright for them. They need, because I think if you got your offense figured out, now take next year's draft and work on that fucking defense. Like,
absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, I like it, man. I like what Seattle's got rolling. 6-1.
No joke.
They're not really quiet, but that's a quiet 6-1. Only one loss. And
nobody was talking about like the Seahawks as much. It's like Chiefs, Steelers. Yeah,
exactly. With 6-1,
I think
Seattle
even the Ravens are getting more press than the Seahawks right now.
They're gonna prove these doubters wrong.
WrestleMania, man. And then the nighttime game, which, man, I don't even know what, like, Eagles and Cowboys. It felt like a loss.
Fucking ugly.
It felt like
that was an ugly ass game.
Even though we won, I felt like we lost. I felt like a loss. I was like so embarrassed by this goddamn team. I have never been more happy for a bye week this week, just so maybe they can figure shit out.
I have one question. Why did Boston Scott only have 70 yards? On 15
I was saying
carries?
the same thing. This dude was averaging like 10 yards per carry. Like
Dallas
every time he got the ball,
has never given up more rushing yards ever than they are right now. Like, I feel like the game plan of that game should have just been Boston Scott, Boston Scott, Boston Scott.
Listen, I thought the same thing.
Boston Scott, Boston Scott.
I thought the same thing, because I even picked up Boston Scott knowing that he was going to have a great game. And then he had like 60 yards or something in the first half. And then we just decided to just keep passing it, even though Carson's not doing well. Like, let's just keep passing it. Maybe he'll get out of the slump.
Fulgham had 76 yards and a touchdown, so, I mean, that's the bright spot. He still won the game, regardless.
Fulgham is, like, the GOAT for us right now. I need to give me a Travis Fulgham jersey at this point.
You guys are the only team in the NFL to clinch a playoff spot. That's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something to celebrate. Like, the only team to ever to clinch a playoff spot in Week 8.
We'll see.
Andy Dalton's not playing next week. You know that, right?
I did.
He was supposed to come back.
They're saying, DiNucci might not play. They're saying the other dude might get a start because they think he's not ready. Yeah, I don't know, man. But
congratulations, 2020 NFC East champs, Philadelphia Eagles. Just give it up for it right now, okay? You're gonna be a 4 seed.
I am like not happy at all where this team is at, even though we are 3-4. 3-4-1. Hey, the bright spots are like Travis Fulgham, and Brandon Graham is having a career year this year at like 31, bro. He has like a ton of sacks. He's had like 3 forced fumbles.
A bunch of strip
sacks. He's had this is going to be the first year he hopefully makes the Pro Bowl. Somehow he hasn't been in the Pro Bowl at all.
That's surprising.
Yeah, but he's having a crazy year so far. The defensive line, I think, is one of the best in the NFL at getting to the QB. We're really good. Secondary needs some work, but they're okay. It's that offense, man, and it scares me. Doug Peterson is – I don't know what he's thinking. Half these, like, why are you going for it on 4th down when you don't need to?
I know.
Why are you not kicking field goals when you should be? Like, I don't understand it, dude. And he's just, like, trying to do these screens that don't work, trying to do these play actions that take forever, and then, like, nobody falls for him.
And then he rolls out the wrong way.
Yeah, like, and then you have, like, the first drive where Carson, like, rolled out and then just stood there and then just strip sack. Like, dude, you sat there for a minute. You could have just thrown it away. And this is why, I don't know if you saw this, even though it's our bye week, Doug Peterson is not giving them a bye week. They're coming into the facility
They
tomorrow.
better.
Yeah. Like they announced Monday, they announced like Doug Peterson saying, even though it's a bye week, we're coming in Wednesday and we're working the rest of the week. And he's like, because we got things to work, we got things to figure out.
Got shit to work on.
Because like,
yeah, same here. It's
bro,
overtime.
It's the whole time I was thinking like whenever we watched the one game, it's like something's wrong with Wentz. Something's wrong with Wentz. I don't know what it is, but it needs to get figured out because we'll get to the Giants and Buccaneers. But if the Giants played like, because we played the Giants after this bye week,
right?
If the Giants play us how they played the Buccaneers, we're gonna get blown out.
Yeah,
we're gonna get blown out.
I agree because I was already thinking about this. I was listening to it on the radio today. They're talking about Eagles Giants after your bye week, and I'm like thinking the same thing you just said. If the Giants play like they did against the Buccaneers, whose defense is great this season, like they have so many touchdowns already. I think they have like 14 touchdowns or so. I don't know. I might have to relook that stat up, but I was like, oh my god, their defense seems to be great. And Daniel Jones went ahead and did his damn thing.
And I'm right there with you, man. I think if they play that way, we're cooked going in unless we change some shit up. We got Dallas Goedert. He didn't really get much reps against the Cowboys. I'm guessing they just wanted to like make sure he was good.
Right.
But I mean, hopefully get some more people healthy coming out of the bye. I know Miles Sanders should be coming back. For some reason, Alshon Jeffrey's going to play. He hasn't played all year, so we'll see how that goes.
For a couple of series.
Yeah, until he's hurt again. But I mean, I'm cool with keeping him out. I like Travis Fulgham, Jalen Reagor, and like John Hightower. They're a good receiving core for Wentz going forward. It's not the weapons that the issue this year. We got weapons.
It's that line.
But yeah, it's that line and the play calling, man, and Wentz. I mean, it's definitely a Wentz problem too. But we'll get to the Monday night game here. The Buccaneers and the Giants, way closer than anybody thought it was going to be.
I think it was a 12-point favorite on the Bucs.
Yeah.
12-point spread. And they ended up more than covering that.
Giants were winning a majority of that game, surprisingly.
Not the Bucs, the Giants.
An early lead.
Yeah. But, hey, if it wasn't for that 2-point conversion fail, who knows where we'd be? We might be like, oh, shit.
Yeah, and there's a lot of controversy surrounding that 2-point conversion, too, saying there's pass interference and everything. But I bet they threw the flag and then picked it up.
The refs were trying to go home, man. They were like,
they're like, we got to go home, man.
It's
let's
late,
get out of here.
I'm going home. Tom Brady pulled it out, though. Almost 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. His team's 6-2, rolling along, and I'm just like.
And not only that, Antonio Brown has been activated, and he's playing next week.
Exactly. Here you go. Here's Antonio Brown. You know, he's never had like less than 1,200 yards.
Bruce Arians said he could play 10 snaps. He could play 30 snaps. I know he's not playing 60 snaps.
Who does anybody? Oh my God, this fucking guy, Bruce Arians.
Oh man,
that's the games from last week, though. Like I said, you finished
records.
You finished 9-5. I finished 8-6. So overall, you're 80-40, which is like great. I've been looking at some other people, and they're hovering around like 40%. You're hovering around like 60%, or like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know exactly. I don't know exactly what the fucking percentage is, but I'm like 80-40 seems like a really good number to me. Okay,
I think so. Which is amazing because all of my bets lost this past week.
Yeah,
and every single one of them lost. I didn't have a single winner this past weekend.
Well, I'm 74-46, so I'm 6 games behind.
That's not bad either, man.
6 games back, though. I need to make up
some
me and you ground here.
The picks here this year.
Yeah, I need to make up some ground, though.
So maybe people should be listening to us.
Maybe they should, because like I said, I was listening to some radio things, and they're talking like, oh, I'm 35-31 this year. I'm having a great season. And I'm like,
man, you got like 70. I got 80. We better than these guys. Maybe they on the radio. It's personalities.
Maybe y'all should listen to us, okay? So just don't come after us if you start losing money, though.
That's on you for listening to us at that point.
Yeah, like why'd you do it? What are you doing? Let's move on.
But yeah, we're officially halfway through the season. We'll get to the next week, week 9. The Thursday night game this week is Packers and 49ers.
Dun, 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 dun.
I mean,
This
the
should be an
49ers.
easy pick.
Yeah, it should be the Packers in this one. 49ers, Jimmy G is out indefinitely with a high ankle sprain. George
Could be
Kittle's
the rest
out,
of
and
the year.
they said 8 weeks. Could be the rest of the year. Yeah, no bueno. They said they have $80 million of just sitting on the IR for the 49ers right now for
Just
all these players that are
Not
hurt.
being used. Tied up.
80 mil.
Green Bay is only 5.5 point favorites in this too.
Oh yeah, I do see that here. Jeez.
I'm rolling with Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with Green Bay.
49ers starting Nick Mullins probably.
I would assume so. Yeah.
I mean,
I got the 49ers. I mean, I got the Packers.
49ers
I
are
see the
a
Packers.
well-coached team. So like it wouldn't surprise me if it's closer than we expect it to be. But like I believe in Aaron Rodgers squeaking this out, especially after last week with Minnesota.
Yeah. Exactly. And
He's
I mean,
gonna
I
come out.
thought it was looking like the Packers were going to trade for a receiver here. Because, as we're filming this was the most important day of the year, November 3rd, the trade deadline.
Exactly.
The trade deadline.
And my boys did nothing. They just traded
not
for a
even
wide
just your-
receiver.
Yeah, you guys actually did some. Pretty much, there was no activity today.
The
there was
league
like
did nothing.
There was like nothing. Apparently, the
ridiculous.
Packers were trying to scoop Will Fuller from the Texans. They wanted a second round for him, and I guess the Packers weren't fighting.
No.
I mean, that would have been pretty decent, like Devontae Adams and Will Fuller out there, and then that would have been
That would've
nice
been
for the
interesting.
Packers. I think the Packers just didn't want to give up a second because I think this is his last year on his deal, so they didn't want to give up a second and then have him walk here at the LA
Right.
if he decides to leave.
And then you're like, damn, now I don't even have my second round pick or him.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, I got the Packers in that one.
Me too.
The next game, the 1:00, Broncos and the Falcons.
Ooh.
Atlanta is a 4-point favorite in this one.
That's scary.
It is. I know I said I'm never going to bet the Falcons, but the Falcons are really I want to take them against the Broncos.
I'm rolling with Atlanta in this game. I know the Broncos keep squeaking these shits out, but
I
that's
got
like
the Falcons. I'll break my rule. I'll go with them.
I don't see them squeaking this one out against the Falcons. I mean, this is tough because in the back of my mind, I'm like, the Falcons are even if the Falcons end up 21-3, they're gonna blow that shit.
Yeah.
They've earned that reputation. They've earned the way I think about them. So, but my gut's telling me Atlanta is gonna win this game
Same
handily. It's not even gonna be like 21-22. It's gonna be like 28-14 type of shit. Like if the Broncos can even score touchdowns, it seems like they.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if the Broncos have the offense for that.
But hey,
Yeah.
so I'm picking Atlanta in that one.
I'll pick Atlanta too. I'm gonna break my rule.
This next one's a good one.
Seahawks and Bills.
Mhm.
That should be a really good game.
If Josh Allen, or not Josh Allen specifically, because I think he's not doing too bad. He's not doing what he needs to be doing necessarily, but he's all right. 16 touchdowns on the season. I just don't think if they play the game they played against us, they're getting blown out by Seattle. I don't care how bad Seattle's defense is because Buffalo's offense was super stagnant all game against us, and it's not like we're blowing people out or our defense isn't crazy good this year. It's all right. You can't do what you did against us to Seattle, who's going to have Russell Wilson trying to put touchdown up after
Russell
touchdown
Wilson
up
has
after
26
touchdown.
touchdowns in 8 weeks. This dude's
He's
gonna
got
have
10 more.
He's gonna have 50 touchdowns this year.
He's got 10 more than Josh Allen then.
Yeah.
So he's on pace for 52 touchdowns right now.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Russ is putting the team on his back. But yeah,
Not
I got
necess-
Seahawks.
Yeah, because they did have a bye. So they had a bye, and he's still got 26 touchdowns. So he's got 26 touchdowns in 7 games. So he's on pace for even more.
How?
And Jesus Christ. Russell Wilson for MVP.
For real, I
hammer
totally
that.
agree.
Hammer
Let's
that
see.
shit.
Aaron Rodgers has 20 touchdowns
I
in
think
comparison.
How many games did they play? They only played 7 also. So
Yeah.
what about old Brady
old
Bean? What's Brady up to? Brady's up to 20 also.
Okay.
And they played 8 games. So
Jeez.
You know, I don't know. Let's get back on track. I'm picking Seattle though. I'm picking
I got Seattle.
I feel like it's a pretty easy pick, unless Seattle comes out with a weird game. But I don't see that happening there.
I don't see it happening either.
Right, they got their shit together right now.
Definitely got Seattle on that one. Next one is the Bears and the Titans.
I'm gonna have to roll with Tennessee. We both think the Bears are fake.
Yeah, I don't see the Titans sliding 3 games in a row.
No,
I think they're gonna right the ship on this one.
Derrick Henry's gonna run all over them, bro.
Bears do have a good defense. It's that offense that's questionable. But yeah, I agree. Derrick Henry's gonna run over everybody.
This is just gonna run all over a bit. I'm calling him getting at least 120 yards. Because they're gonna lean on him. They're gonna get back to basics. Like, okay, fuck this. Let's keep doing what we were doing last year, what we were doing at the beginning of this year. Get back to the basics. Derrick Henry. Start him in fantasy this week.
Yeah, I got the Titans in that one too.
What you got on this next one?
The Ravens and the Colts.
This is a tough one.
I'm gonna pick the Colts.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna pick the Colts.
This is the first game that we're going to vary on. This week we're very aligned. I picked Baltimore in this one.
I figured you would. I got the Colts. I don't know why, man. For some reason, the Colts are decent. I trust Frank Reich.
The line's at 2.5. This is a point flip.
It is. And I mean, at this point, it kind of depends on which Phillip Rivers shows up.
Baltimore should be better than this, but they lost to Kansas City and Pittsburgh, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, those are their only 2 losses, but the Colts are a decent team this year. So
yeah,
see what happens. I could see the Colts winning this, but I'm rolling with Baltimore for sure on that one. I'm gonna bet Baltimore.
Yeah, I got the Colts. I think it'll be a close game for sure. I think the Colts are gonna somehow squeak it out.
Balling the last couple weeks. I think they said he's 6 touchdowns and 1 pick in the last 2 weeks. Something like that.
He has 10 altogether. He has 10 touchdowns, 6 interceptions.
Damn.
Lamar has 12 and 4.
Okay. He's probably got more on the ground, though.
Terrible. Yeah, that's true. The next game, Chiefs and the Panthers. Chiefs are 11-point favorites in this one.
Pat Mahomes is playing like $500 million man right now. This is easy for him, too. I don't care how good the Panthers, or even though they just lost last week to Atlanta, they seem to be trending upward even without McCaff, you know?
Yeah. Apparently McCaff's supposed to come back this week.
I hope so.
Activated him. I put him in my lineup, so he better be playing.
It ain't going to make no difference.
No, it's not going to make a difference. Chiefs definitely. Next one's the Vikings and the Lions. Minnesota is the 4-point favorites in this one.
2-5, 4-point favorite over a 3-4 team. It's very interesting to me.
It is.
I don't see Dalvin Cook doing the same exact thing he did last week.
I don't either. A part of me got the Lions in this one.
I'm rolling with Minnesota because I think that they'll end up just fine. The Lions don't scare anybody. They score so fast. That's the thing about the Lions. They can score so quick. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it's not like they're scoring consistently. It's like desperation type of shit.
When they're in desperation mode too, as well.
Right. But when they're in desperation mode, it seems like they need a score they can get a score and stay in a game. So that's what makes them kind of scary. I would like to see what all their losses, how much they've lost by this year, because I feel like they've been in games a lot. But I'm going to roll with Minnesota because I think they come out at the end. Give the ball to Dalvin Cook at the end of the game, even if he's not with a 4-touchdown performance. Give the ball to Dalvin Cook at the end of the game. You got a little bit of a lead.
I think I'm going to roll with the Lions on this one. I'm going to differ with you.
Gotcha. Detroit.
Matty Stafford.
Matt Stafford.
Next one, bottom of the barrel teams, Giants and Washington. No names. Washington is a 3-point favorite over the Giants.
I think my thing I said was I would never pick Washington again or something.
Yeah, that's what you said. So, and I wasn't going to anyway. I'm going to pick the Giants in this one.
Yeah, especially after last week. Daniel Jones is trying to do his damn thing right now. He's trying to get that 4th or 5th pick so he don't end up getting replaced by Justin Fields or Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah,
right?
Danny Jones has 7 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. And I'm scared to look at Carson's, by the way.
I'm scared to look at Cam's.
But yeah, I got the Giants.
It's probably worse than both of them.
The Texans and the Jaguars.
They both were on a bye last week.
Yeah, but I think I got the Texans coming out of this one.
Me too.
With the dub. They need it too. They're 1-6. They're both 1-6, but
Gardner Minshew project out there doesn't seem to be doing the best right now.
Old Bill O'Brien ruined that team on his way out. I feel like he sabotaged that whole team.
But he's gone now. And I'm pretty sure Romeo Crennel is their interim coach. And hey, pretty sure he was a former Patriots staffer, so got a little bit of love for that. Houston in this one.
I got Houston as well. Next one is the Raiders and the Chargers.
Okay.
I got Las Vegas, baby.
I like Herbert.
Raiders, baby.
Raiders, baby. I like Herbert and what he's been doing a lot lately, but I don't like what the rest of them Chargers are doing.
Yeah.
So I'm rolling with Las Vegas in that one. John Gruden got his boys rolling. Josh Jacobs, keep handing that man the ball. He's gonna keep
Josh Jacobs is balling this year, man. Mm-hmm. I want to see how many yards he has.
He's at 552 for the year with 5 touchdowns.
Jeez,
dude. He's on his way to 1,000.
Derek Carr got 14 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Damn, Derek Carr. Whoa, I didn't know all that.
We said this at the beginning of the year, he's playing for his job right now.
He is?
This is his
John Gruden's is you're lucky. You keep playing all right.
You're lucky. You keep playing like that, you might stick around.
Might stick around. Might
couple fuck-ups, and you're out of here. But for now, he's got his job.
Yeah, and I got the Raiders winning that one.
Me too. I like Derek Carr, when he's playing like this, man, because it's rolling nice. He seems like a good fit in the Raiders. I almost said Oakland, but it doesn't matter what city. He seems like a good quarterback for that franchise. But he's not playing up to the level that is expected the previous years. This year he's doing fine. So let's see how this year goes. Maybe he turns it all around this year. 14-2 is nothing to be not paying attention to. That's
exactly.
Right,
next one is this should be a blowout. I got the Steelers.
It's gonna be
dropping
74 to 16. No, 16.
I don't even think they're gonna get 16.
They're gonna get 6.
The Cowboys couldn't score a touchdown against the Eagles defense. They're not gonna score a touchdown at all against Steelers.
That was too lenient on them.
The reason they even have not 3 field goals against us was because Carson threw those, had a strip sack and 2 picks.
Right in that area.
Yeah.
Right where,
Yeah.
That's.
So I think the Steelers are gonna just destroy this. Cowboys are cooked this year. They're done. They're
like I said, you already won the division. It's over.
Yeah. Dolphins and the Cardinals next week.
I know I picked the Dolphins 2 weeks in a row, and they've won 2 weeks in a row. But I'm going with the Cardinals on this one.
I do too.
Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, man. I just like what they're doing out there. It's such a fun offense to watch. The Dolphins, man, that defense, though.
That defense is nice. Defense is
playing great football right now.
But can Tua sling it to win a game if he has to? That's what we don't know.
Exactly. That defense is going to have to force some turnovers and touchdowns because Tua might only be able to put up 150 yards and a touchdown,
Yeah.
So we'll see, but I'm rolling with Arizona in that. Kyler Murray's going to get his.
Same here. Definitely
Arizona.
Kyler Murray. Yeah. D-Hop probably going to have 2 touchdowns or some shit. The that night, the Sunday night game should be a good one. The Saints and the Buccaneers.
Rematch of opening night where the Saints won. Everybody was like, Tom Brady project, not going to work out Tampa Bay. Here they are 6-2 with a better record than the Saints.
Right.
I'm rolling with the Bucs in this one. And
Yeah.
especially if Michael Thomas comes back, then it might be a little bit different. But like without him, even
Got the
though
Tampa Bay Gronkaneers.
right, even though they weren't too impressive against the Giants, I could see
Yeah.
them bouncing back.
It seems like everyone's the full way back. Tom Brady's back. Gronkowski's back to being Gronkowski. They're
And
getting
now you got
Antonio
AP.
Brown,
Exactly.
like Evans, like
Now we got the game of the week.
the Monday night game.
Monday night game.
Patriots and the Jets.
Patriots. Jets.
Which, under normal circumstances, we would outright pick the Patriots flat out, destroying the Jets. But right now, who knows what we're going to get. Let's just take a look at the stats, Vern. Let's take a look at the stats. Carson Wentz. Cam Newton has 2 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. That's more interceptions than I thought he was going to have. Sam Darnold has 3 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. So Sam Darnold's having a better year than Cam Newton. Cam Newton has like 100 more yards than him. It's their own.
How many rush touchdowns does Cam Newton have?
6. He's the leading rusher for
Yeah.
you guys. He also has 298 rushing yards.
Hey, it's not his fault that we're losing, okay? He's trying. He's trying. We have no wide receivers. This is the reason Brady left, is because Bill Belichick didn't want to build nothing around him as far as oh God.
Yeah, I mean, let's just talk about it, Vern. Let's just talk about it. We already kind of hinted at it a little bit. Let's talk about it.
Bill Belichick said this week that we sold out for the Super Bowls. Completely fine with me.
I have a
Completely
quote
fine
here. He
with
said, "Look, we paid Cam Newton $1 million. It's obvious we didn't have any money. That's why we did it the last 5 years. We sold out. We won 3 Super Bowls, played in a 4th, and played an AFC Championship game. This year we had less to work with." When I don't know. I mean, he said it wasn't an excuse, but that kind of sounds like an excuse. And correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't like the Patriots have one of the highest like caps right now? Like you guys have a ton of money you can do stuff with.
going in the next year.
Going in next
Yeah.
year, not right now.
I don't know about right now. Like I'm sure we could spend, but like I know he's trying to build up for next year more or less.
It probably
Like,
wasn't worth buying here at the deadline
exactly
to continue on with the
Exactly.
season. Yeah, I agree.
Like, why not just see what you got for next year? We're already 2-5. What I love what Bill Belichick just said, he was just out here reminding motherfuckers.
this
Out
is
here
like
reminding
a
people.
whole new Belichick.
This
Nobody,
is a brand new Bill. Wait a
brand
minute.
new Bill.
Wait a minute. Wait a goddamn minute.
What if he just
All right,
starts
now-
checking people now?
We paid Cam Newton $1 million fucking dollars. What do you expect? Like that type of shit, bro. I love it. I do love that shit. When I heard that, I'm like, Bill, what is this? I don't care. I'm a spoiled Patriots fan. Man, we had the last 20 years of my life, we had great. Man, fucking great. If we have 1 or 2 bad seasons, I will live. I'm gonna roll with them. I'm not gonna jump ship. I ain't no Tampa Bay Gronkaneers fan. I be seeing all these memes out here. Nah.
I think if you
Oh,
guys
New
actually
England,
had,
baby.
if this was a regular season without COVID and there was no opt-outs or anything, I think you guys would probably have another win or 2 at least on your record.
We'd
right
probably be 3-4, 4-3, something like that. It
Yeah.
wouldn't be much different though, because we'd still have
Yeah.
the same problems that we had last year.
I
you know.
agree. Yeah, it's mostly that offense right now. You guys like
Mhm.
just can't get it rolling. It's
Losing
pretty much
a
how
lot.
we are right now. We can't get it rolling. Can't do anything.
Even with the expanded playoffs, if they do the expanded playoffs this year, I don't think the Patriots are making the playoffs.
Yeah, we'll. I mean, we can actually talk about that now since we
Yeah,
kind of covered the
That-
game. I got
that's
the
the big
Patriots in
clue.
that game against the Jets, though. I got you
I
guys
got the
winning that one.
Patriots too.
Just
Just because they're 0-8, like that's really the only reason I'm picking the Patriots
Yeah.
in this one. I have learned my lesson from last week. I'm going to not pick with my hard anymore. I'm gonna maybe do that internally, and I'm going to lie to y'all and tell y'all that I think X team is gonna beat the Patriots every week. When in my heart, I believe the Patriots win it every week, no matter who the fuck they're playing. Proved wrong. That's up. We'll see. We'll see on Sunday type of shit. But
yeah, but I mean, we'll talk about that rumor though. They're talking about a possibility they're going to have an owners meeting for the NFL and talking about expanding the playoffs, which were already expanded. Right. It went from like 12 to 14, which was new for this year, and now they're talking about due to like COVID reason and everything, they want it to be a 16 team playoffs.
Send half the league to the playoffs.
I'm not cool with the 16 team. I'm cool with the 14, but like, come on, 16 teams. I feel like
takes a bye week away.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of BS. Like if a team works all year to get that bye week, you're 15-1, and you have bad game. You know what I mean?
What if the Steelers go undefeated or whatever?
End up matching up with the Raiders or something.
Yeah.
Week one of the playoffs, and the Raiders squeak a lucky win out or something. Like, I don't know, man. I don't like the idea of it either.
I feel like it's going to get struck down, but who knows? It's a strange time we live in.
Yeah, I feel like it got floated out there to see what the fans think.
General public. I think the general public is just like, nope, not about it. Like, I feel like people hated the option of 14 teams being in the playoffs, let alone 16.
But it was too late. They already had their heart set on that.
But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it on that. Before we move on, I did look up Carson's stats, and he's 12 for 12. 12 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. He has the most interceptions in the league. Not only most interceptions, most turnovers in the league right now.
Oh, shit. I didn't even think about that. So he's got 5 more picks than Cam, but he's also throwing more touchdowns. How many rushing touchdowns does he have?
I think Kirk Cousins has 10 interceptions. So I think...
Okay, Cam's not leading the league in picks. Okay. Cam has room to improve.
Carson's leading the league in picks. Where do I find the rushing leaders here? When I see Miles Sanders, he's the rushing leader. It doesn't show me how much Wentz has on the season. I have to go to his page. Passing, rushing. Where's on this season? Two rushing touchdowns.
Okay.
I think. Maybe I'm regular season 2020. That's passing. They keep showing me passing, not any rushing for them.
It's all good. I'm on another note here. I'm interested to see how this Antonio Brown project works out.
It's going to be very interesting to see what happens there.
I'm very, very interested to see what happens because, like, he's been dead quiet. He's been straight quiet.
He had 5. Carson had 5 rushing touchdowns this season.
Okay.
Which is outrageous for Carson. He should not be doing that shit. But yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, we'll move on here. You said want to talk about some NBA rumors.
You were sending stuff to the chat today.
Lots of rumors. I mean, there's a lot of rumors about the start point of the season so far. There's a lot of little like kind of trade rumors going on. I mean, a lot of rumors linked to Giannis as of right now. They're saying that Giannis is interested in maybe heading to Miami or Golden State.
One of those two teams is going to land him, man. I feel like it's just becoming more and more realistic every day.
Yeah. I mean, apparently from what I saw, Miami's they're talking about putting Tyler Hero, like trading him for Giannis, and they're like him and like picks, of course, for Giannis. Right. But I mean, either one of those teams.
Today, though, they're saying Pat Riley's talking about taking care of the players that we have this season. Talking about Goran, Jake Crowder, Leonard, Derek Jones Jr. So they want to stay flexible for the 2021 free agent class that includes Giannis, Kawhi, and Paul George.
Yeah, we talked about that before. It's such a huge free agency.
Right.
That's coming up here the next year.
It's going to be crazy, man.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And there is another rumor. Apparently, the Sixers are going to go hardcore with trying to get James Harden.
Interesting. Now that they got Morey?
The Sixers are trying to possibly get rid of Ben Simmons and get James Harden in there.
I think they should have got rid of Ben Simmons by this point, man.
Yeah, but that'd
Joel
be
Embiid
interesting.
was the one to build around.
Yeah, that would be interesting if they get James Harden in Philly over there.
I would like to see that. I don't like Philly necessarily, but
I
like
don't
to
either.
see James Harden in a new location.
One of the things I've been seeing there through my Twitter feeds, my sources, my little birds that talk to me.
There's not really too much news going on.
Yeah, it was pretty much all football stuff. I mean, the trade deadline was today, and there's pretty much nothing, just some small little trades here and there, like pretty much like O linemen or defensive backs getting traded or dropped.
Wide receiver from Miami for whatever reason.
A rare in the division trade happened.
Why? Why did it even happen? That's more or less my question. Like, nobody wanted to pay the price we were asking for Gilmore, so we got a wide receiver.
You guys were asking for a first round and a player for Gilmore, I saw. Apparently Julio, they were trying to shop Julio around. I'm guessing they wanted too much for Julio.
They probably wanted 2 first-round picks for Julio or some shit, Give me your 20 and 21 first-round picks. Just like 20, 21, and 22. See, that's why neither of them moved, because Matt Ryan was another one they were talking about, but their contracts are so huge.
Yeah, exactly. That's something we'll see. Like, that's more of a off-season type of move. Like, if any of those players get moved, that's going to happen in the offseason. Just like Michael Thomas. I don't see Michael Thomas staying with New Orleans here over the next year or two.
He's another one that's moving on too.
Exactly.
Like, it's going to happen. I don't see that. I feel like that relationship just keeps getting more and more fractured out there.
Yeah, even though they deny it, they're trying to keep it in-house. It seems like there's more turmoil in the Saints locker room than...
I don't know. Maybe. We'll see.
We'll see.
Shit's been turned around before.
That is true. But yeah, I mean, as far as that, Ohio State got another dub this weekend against Penn State, wearing a jersey.
I had to wear it this week.
Go Buckeyes.
Wearing it for Rod Lander. This for you, Rod, if you're watching this.
For you. Go watch that episode if anybody hasn't seen it.
I had to.
Go Buckeyes.
Penn State 0-2.
Michigan lost. There's Alex Sad.
Sad. I'm gonna put a sad Alex face up on the screen. Bow! With the Michigan hat on. I'm gonna have to Photoshop that. We gotta remind myself.
But I mean, other than that, there's really not too much news going on, so we'll kind of hop into the bias bubbles. I know me and you are kind of similar situations here with our football teams, Vern. It's not looking good for either squad.
I'm more or less thinking, how are we going to navigate these last 8 games to position ourselves where we can get Justin Fields or Trevor Lawrence? That's all. That's where I've turned my focus now.
I'm kind of getting the feeling, because I mean, I think the Jets had a statement today where Joe Douglas said that Sam Darnold is their quarterback for the future.
So why wouldn't they trade that pick to somebody like kind of like the Bears did the other year with Mitchell Trubisky, which was a bad idea. The way they went about it was bad. But say the Patriots have like the 5th or 6th pick, and they trade that pick to New York. Or do you think they wait and see if they get Fields, if Fields falls to 5 or something like so? I could see scenarios where we end up with one of these quarterbacks, man. That's
maybe send Gilly. Maybe send Gilly in that 5th to New York for that 1st.
So whoever gets that first.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Whoever gets the first. But I mean, it seems like the Jets aren't gonna. If they had the first, they're not gonna get Trevor Lawrence. So they would. I'm assuming they would try to sell it.
Well, then that's either that, or we're gonna have to go after whoever the 2nd pick is.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe they just take the next best player, whoever it may be. But
Adam Gase's the type of dude that would pass on Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I don't know how that dude's not fired right now.
No, we got Sam Darnold. What do we need him for?
Yeah, I don't know how he's not fired. Well, I mean, it seems like Bill always has a plan for you guys, though. So I mean, I'm sure there's something up his sleeve.
Last year, he was thinking about this year. The only thing he didn't account for was COVID. This year, he's already thinking about next year. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know what he hasn't accounted for that will pop back up next year, but like I think he's already turned his focus towards evaluating talent, for young guys,
he's gonna find those steals in the draft and stuff and free
I'm talking
agents
about
that
even
nobody
on our
thinks
squad.
about.
On our squad right now. You know what I'm saying? We're playing a ton of young guys. So evaluating talent, see who's worth sticking around to try to build another dynasty. I would like to see it. Let's
of course,
keep it rolling. But it's easier said than done. Bill Belichick made it look easy. You know?
Yeah.
I just love his attitude lately. It's made me happy. Even though we're losing, it's all right.
It's a whole new Bill, man. He's doing commercials. He's out here telling it like it is.
Right. I think everything will be okay in due time. It's just real bad right now.
And taking it a lot better than a lot of Patriots fans are doing right now. I feel you're taking it a little better.
Because I'm trying to be realistic about it. Like I did it just like I told you earlier. Like, come on now, they got 6 Super Bowls. They got 4 Super Bowls in the last 5 years. Like, I mean, they didn't win them all, but they went. It's not like I'm not a little bit football privileged. It's about time to. I've never seen my team 2-5 in my 27 years on this plane. I've never seen this before. So like, it's like whoa, but it's also like, hey, we had a good run. We were killing shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's more. What's the word? Retool. It's time to retool.
Retool, not rebuild. Retooling.
Not rebuild. It's time to retool.
I don't know. I feel like your guys are at this point where you guys might be rebuilding a little bit.
No, we're retooling. We're retooling. Okay, it's gonna be fine. Maybe not this year, but it's gonna be fine. I think we'll be just fine.
You see Cam being your QB next year?
That's a big question mark. He's on a 1-year deal. Who knows what happens in the draft? Who knows what happens in free agency if he even wants to sign with us? You know,
yeah.
That's a big question mark.
There's other teams, I'm sure, that want Cam Newton now. That didn't before.
There's a ton of teams that probably want him. Even though he's been kind of shitty, like, I could still see him signing somewhere as a backup if worst case scenario, like Jameis.
Yeah. Maybe he goes to old Chicago.
Yeah.
Maybe he goes to the Bears.
Jaguars,
yeah.
Someone who doesn't get Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields, you know? Someone who doesn't get like a young quarterback next year, just trying to coast through. I don't know. That's about it as far as them. It's a retooling process right now. We got hopefully we smack them Jets around next week. But if we don't smack the Jets around, that just gets us one step closer to the ultimate goal. Okay, so like it is what it is.
Yeah.
Let's just keep it rolling.
I mean, I kind of thought we were going to do the same thing. I had every expectation of us going and smacking Dallas in the math on primetime TV. We were going to drop like a 30 or 40 burger on them. And then look what happened. Like, we won by 14, but
Did it feel like
it didn't feel like it. It didn't look like it at all. The defense helped us out with that crazy like fumble, like strip sack fumble that was returned for a touchdown that probably shouldn't have been returned for a touchdown. But
it happened. They counted it.
It happened. They counted it.
I like you said about Brandon Graham. I think he's balling, man.
Dude, Brandon Graham
coming through clutch.
I'm glad we extended him this past year or so ago. He's a really good bright spot on our team. Darius Slay, luckily, I mean he sat out the rest of the game, but they said it was nothing serious. He's going to be back the next game. And Darius Slay, bro, I'm so glad we traded for him because looking at his stats for every game, he's been locking whoever he's been covering down.
Right.
Like he's been doing his job, which is amazing. Which
you
can't really say that too often about the Eagles secondary. Usually we're used to getting burnt all the time. It's just we can't cover tight ends.
Is that Reggie White jersey?
This is my Reggie White jersey.
Nice.
Got the old school logo on it.
Nice.
That
was random. I know. I'm just.
Oh no, you good. I can't help but as soon as I see some brightness and some positivity coming from the team, that's whenever they come out and they're just like, nope, here's everything that's wrong with the team. And it's mostly offense, man. It's mostly offense.
That Carson Wentz, like you said, he's just standing there and he's like he has so much time.
Throw it away. What are you doing?
Oh,
just throw it. Throw it away.
Throw it out of bounds.
Throw it out of bounds. What are you doing? And I mean, there's been plays where I see it on the screen when they hike the ball. Whenever he like either throws it away or he gets sacked, I see people open, and that pisses me off because there's been multiple games this season where there's been like touchdowns that could have been thrown, or somebody that could have got a first down that was wide open and he just held on to the ball too long. And it's like, I think it's just mental. I mean, I'm tired of hearing the same excuses every week from Doug and Carson. Like, oh, it's not good enough. I'll get better. We'll be better next week or whatever. And it's like, bro. And they asked Carson about like, they asked him after this game, like, why are you being so like aggressive? And he's like, that's just how I am, and I'm not going to change. He's like, I'm going to be aggressive. I'm going to put the ball out there. I'm going to try to make big plays. And I'm like, bro, like, what are you doing?
Maybe Carson Wentz start handing the ball off a little bit more, Carson. Get the play action going.
And that's all. I think that's on Doug, because at the end of the games, whenever because it's always in like the third quarter, definitely fourth quarter, Eagles play as the team they should be playing. Like every game, for some reason, the fourth quarter is the Eagles decide they're going to play like an actual football team.
Because you start adapting to things. That's whenever you really
It's not even just that. It's because they go up tempo. And I've noticed that every single game is like, as soon as they start going up tempo and Carson's calling the plays, they're fine. So I just feel like it's Doug Peterson's play calling, like the scripted plays that he wants Carson to run. They try to be fancy when they shouldn't be fancy, doing these like little runarounds and like lobs and stuff. It's like, why are you doing it? I'm all off the Jalen Hurts bandwagon. I do not want to see Jalen Hurts out on that field ever again. It ruins the chemistry on the team. It's happened multiple weeks where we start a drive, we get to the red zone, and then we're like, all right, we're going to bring Jalen Hurts out for a run play, because you know that's what they're going to do. They're not going to pass it with Jalen Hurts. Because they just keep doing the same shit every week, and it's so.
I know
the play that's going to happen before they run it, and like.
The defense knows.
Yeah, exactly, and it's scary. It's scary because the past couple of years, I was never scared watching the offense. I was more scared watching the defense. And now this year, I'm like, I hate seeing the offense because I don't know what's going to happen.
Put points up. I feel you.
It's
can't
so
put
frustrating.
No points up. No matter what happens, if you give the ball over, you're probably going to either get the ball back and then give it right back, or they're going to score and you're going to be down another 7 points. That's how I feel watching Patriots games right now. Like, I know that it's I'm probably
frustrating.
Not going to score a touchdown, might get a field goal on an offensive drive.
And in our case, when we should be taking a field goal, we end up going for it and running a stupid run play that isn't a trick play, and we lose it every time.
I know, right?
And it's just like, I think after this season, they're going to tell Doug, like, you're not calling plays anymore. You need an offensive coordinator. Yeah. I think that's what they should do. I don't think they should just get rid of Doug right away. I mean, he just won a Super Bowl like 2 years ago. He's going to be safe for a little while.
We'll see what coaches get fired this year. Who doesn't get a starting job somewhere?
Exactly.
Starting coach, a head coaching job somewhere. Come onto his staff maybe
as an offensive coordinator or something. I think he needs it. I think Doug is a great coach, handling the personnel, handling everything as a coach. But as a play caller and like making the schemes, I don't think he's great at it. I don't know. He just doesn't.
There was I was listening to the radio the other day. They were talking about like some coaches out here are so like they were talking about Nagy. I was listening to CBS Sports Radio. They were talking about Nagy and the fight with the Saints player.
Yeah, that was crazy.
The Bears player. It wasn't even a fight really. It was just the dude ripped his mouthpiece off.
Went up and just like smacked it.
Oh my god, that shit was crazy. Like I love how dude took that first punch and I was like,
wait a minute, like just looked at him and then, like the dude that hit him, he like backed up at first because he thought he was going to hit him again, like, and then he gave him another one.
But
wait,
anyway,
did it really just happened?
That shit was iconic. That's like the Cortland Finnegan shit with Andre Johnson. I'm always gonna remember that shit. Anyway,
exactly.
Apparently Nagy said after the game that he didn't even see it. Like, as it was happening, he didn't see it. And they were talking about coaches being so just, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
just the whole time. Like they're playing Madden, calling plays like they're playing Madden. They have not really paying attention to the football game, and that's why sometimes they were talking about that. Like, and I know we're just fans. Obviously, we're not in a position to be coaching a football team, so obviously take everything we say with a grain of salt. But they were talking about fans notice shit. It's not even fans, like even sports people notice shit that are watching the game, paying attention to the game. Like, why did he do that when this is how? It's because coaches are so, like you're saying about Peterson. Sometimes he's so into his like scripted shit. You know what I mean?
He just makes dumb decisions, just like what you said. Like, you're not even an Eagles fan, and that was the first thing you said. Why wasn't Boston Scott running more the rest of the game? Like, this dude could have had like 140 yards, 150 yards running,
exactly,
a touchdown or two. Like, why? And this isn't the first time this season that's happened. This isn't the first time in the past couple of years this has happened. He starts with the run, and then as soon as it starts working, he abandons it. And it's like, all right, we're just going to throw the rest of this. We're going to just throw the rest of the game, no matter what.
You're getting yards. He gets antsy. He's like, I need some more.
And then, bro, and I should have said it whenever it happened a couple weeks ago. I forget what game it was. But it was one where it came down to the end, and it was like a 2-point conversion, I think, or it was something like that in the red zone. And they ran the same play once or twice, and then it failed again, and they didn't get a touchdown. I think we lost. And they asked Peterson in the conference why that was, and he's like, I just didn't have any more, like, in the red zone play sheet, I didn't have any more plays to run. So he's like, so I just ran again. And you're telling me you only had a list of like 5 or 6 red zone plays, and then you just, no, I'm not, this is it. I'm running this, and that's it. Like, he's like, I just didn't have any more plays in my arsenal to run in the red zone. I'm like,
what's stopping him from drawing something up on the sideline that's gonna change? Because like we were saying, based off of what the defense is giving you.
Exactly. Like, that's not what a head coach should be saying. It was like, I just didn't have any more plays in my playbook for that.
Even if it's the truth, we shouldn't be saying that.
Don't say that to the media. Yeah, exactly. And it's just like what was he saying? It was before we went on this run here. We won the last couple games. It was when we were 1-4, and he's like, "We're 1-4. We're in the NFC East. We're right where we should be." And I'm just like, "This is not where." That's the quote exactly. We're 1-4.
He's too honest.
We're right where we should be. And I'm just like, bro, no, this is not where we should be. Remember when we won the Super Bowl and you said this is the new norm? Yeah, this is not the norm. The past couple years have been the norm where we were going to the playoffs every year. But yeah, we might make it to the playoffs this year, but we still suck.
That was the new norm. This is the old norm.
Yeah, this is the old norm where we suck. And it just so happens the rest of the teams in the division suck worse than us.
Yeah,
and we're going to win the division.
You got lucky this year. Even the Giants might get 6 wins.
Maybe. But I mean, I'm not surprised we didn't do anything at the trade deadline. If Deshaun, Ertz, some of these guys that are on IR weren't on IR, I think we would have traded them. I think Ertz would have been gone by now. I think Alshon would have been gone if he could. I think Alshon would be gone if we could have got rid of him.
Yeah.
They said they try to get rid of Deshaun, and they try to get Will Parks as well. But I mean, I don't know. This is going to be an interesting offseason. Let alone the rest of the season here. I don't know.
I still got optimism. Like,
yeah.
Even as a shitty team, like we both, like you're going to be in the playoffs regardless. You know you're going to be a playoff team, unless barring anything crazy.
Yeah,
you're going to be a playoff team.
I think
so. You have that to look forward to at least.
Yeah, and kind of coming off the what's been happening the past couple years, Doug gets really hot in November and December. Doug gets really hot. For some reason, he goes on streaks. And for some reason, the Giants are always the team where we start streaking. And that's what happened here when we won the Giants game, won Dallas, played Giants again. Hopefully, people get healthy. We can kind of turn it around, start winning some games because we got some tough games after the Giants here. We play the Browns, we play the Saints, we play the Seahawks at some point. Yeah,
tough
and it's not going to be good. I don't know, but I mean, who knows? If we turn around, make the play, it seems like we're making the playoffs regardless. But
right,
maybe do some damage.
But you're going to match up with a 5 seed.
Yeah.
If
At
they
this
do this
point,
shit the way they're supposed to do it, like so, like.
at this point, I'm just glad. I'm glad we're making it in the playoffs just so Carson can have playoff experience.
Right.
He was supposed to have it last year, and then he got knocked out of the goddamn game because of Jadeveon Clowney, the dirty hit to the back of the head.
I could see y'all playing Arizona first round because they're probably going to finish second in that division.
We're going to play the Bears. It's going to be Carson Wentz versus Nick Foles.
No, because I think the Bears will do worse than the Cardinals by the end of the season. So they're probably going to be a 7. They're probably going to be a 6 or a 7. You're going to end up playing Arizona first round at home. That's not a bad matchup for you.
It's not. I think we could beat Arizona if it's possible. I think we could, but not now. I don't think we could now.
Then you got to match up with like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, or Drew Brees in the second round.
Listen, if we're against the Packers, all we got to do is run against them. And if Miles is healthy, Sanders can just run all over them.
That's all you had to do against Dallas. And
yeah, exactly. Will Doug Peterson do it?
Will
Doug Peterson do it? But I mean, if it's like the Saints or something.
See what the Eagles do.
I don't know. I am too. It's scary. I mean, into the playoffs, I mean, we could have a lot of players back. Ertz should be back by then. Who knows? Deshaun might be back before he gets hurt again.
Right.
I don't know. It's a bye week, baby. That's all I know. I'm not going to be talking about Eagles next week. It's much.
Just talk about bye week stuff. Whatever.
Just bye week stuff. What I've been observing.
Well, by next pod, you'll be talking about going into the Giants game.
Giants game coming up.
Right.
Yeah, I just won't know what we look like. You know, it's the bye week. I won't know how the team, what they worked on here, if they improved at all going into the Giants game.
We'll see.
So, I don't know. I mean, that's pretty much all I got. I don't have any other news other than just ranting about this terrible win that we had.
Right. It wasn't that crazy of a sports week. Like, we have a lot of the leagues that it was a lot of shit going on. So now we're down to just football pretty much. You know, basketball season's over, hockey season's over, baseball season's over.
Yeah.
It's football, baby. We got to change that logo. We got to change that Squad Pod Sports into a football. Got to see if Evan could get on that for us.
Yeah.
Ask him about that. But, like, what's next? Pretty much one more thing to take care of.
Yeah, you know what it is next.
Yeah.
Crazy Sports Data podcast.
Bro, my favorite part of the podcast.
Best part of the podcast right here. I actually got 3. I have a bunch of them lined up, but they're all footballs. Yeah, I got them backlogged just in case.
Nice.
So I'm gonna let you pick
I don't have
one.
any today.
I'll let you pick one. One involves an Eagles player, one involves a Rams player, and one involves the Chiefs. Which one do you want?
Give me the Eagles.
All right. This involves old Brian Dawkins, Weapon X. Brian Dawkins is the only player ever to record a fumble recovery, a sack, an interception, and a touchdown reception in the same game.
Damn. Only player ever.
Yeah, only player ever to record a fumble recovery, a sack, an interception, and a touchdown reception in the same game.
A touchdown reception? So he went out on offense?
I don't know. It just says touchdown reception. Maybe it was a pick 6 or something.
That's crazy, bro. Like, that's an amazing game. Imagine that. Like, if you playing like fantasy where you have defensive players too, that's a hell of a game for a defensive player right there.
Yeah, imagine how many points you have on fantasy
God.
or something.
That's crazy. I had no idea you did that.
That's my crazy sports stat of the podcast. Old Brian Dawkins.
I want the Rams one too. Let's just do 2 today because I don't have one.
What, the Rams one?
We'll save the Chiefs one.
All right. Let me pull it back up here. It involves. It's not really just a Rams one. It's a player. It's Kurt Warner.
Okay. Let's see here. Love Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner has played all 16 games 3 times in his career, and he went to the Super Bowl all 3 times.
So if he plays a full season, he's
going to the Super Bowl. Yeah,
that's crazy. That's pretty awesome. Like, you know, like every time he's like, "Hey, when I played a full season," that's something he tells grandkids. Like, "Hey, kid, when I played a full season, we went to the Super Bowl.
I'm dangerous whenever I play a full season."
Carson Wentz is gonna end up having that stat somewhere along the lines.
I hope so, man. Listen. That's another thing before we go. if Carson Wentz makes it through the end of this season without another injury, I don't want to hear any more injury prone. 2 seasons in a row, he played all 16 games.
And he's been getting beat the fuck up this year.
He would have been hurt already if he was injury prone.
He's just fine.
I think it's because he put all that mass. He put on all that fucking bulk this whole season. He's like, I know I'm going to be taking some hits.
Maybe why.
Maybe it threw off his center of gravity. Maybe that's what's fucking him up.
I'm just glad he's not hurt because I hate, it's good for the league when you got good star players healthy, So.
I don't know. My parting words on that is I hope Doug lets kind of Carson run the show a little bit on offense a little bit. It's because it seems like the up-tempo where Carson kind of calls the plays, it seems like they have more success. So
right.
Maybe he just needs to give Carson a little more control.
Maybe he's ready for it.
Maybe, 5 years in, man. I think he deserves it. I mean, he's not Peyton or Tom Brady at this point, but I think
still,
he knows enough. He should be able to run the line. And so apparently Ben Roethlisberger was out making plays on the spot in the huddle this past week against the Ravens.
That's why I'm telling you, why can't Doug Peterson do it on the sideline?
They said he was out there, not even calling scripted plays off his sheet. Like he was literally like, you do this, 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 this. Like that's crazy. Like in the NFL, they just out here like backyard football, drawing on the football. Like, all right, you go do this.
Just cut back. Do 15 yards of cut back. Make sure you cut back right here. I
know McAfee talked about, it was like years ago, during a snowy game, Peyton on the Colts, like they were blowing a team out and he was out there making plays in the snow in the huddle. Like when they were in the huddle and he was on the ground just like drawing plays in the snow. Like you do this, this, this. Like that's crazy. Like I would love to see that kind of shit.
I just watched a video today. See, we love the other we love football, period. You know what I mean? So we love everything. I watched a video today. It was 5-minute long of just sportsmanship in football. It was players catching players on the sideline or something, and helping them up, just instances of good sportsmanship. And it was it's just so good to see sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not even that specifically, but just that's what I watched today. You know what I mean?
I know what you're talking about though. I kind of noticed, even because usually the Eagles and Dallas have such a hated rivalry. Even towards the end of the game Sunday night, I saw it was after a play. Carson was talking to one of the defensive players on the Cowboys. They were sitting there joking around, they were laughing, and I was like, that's kind of cool.
Did you see last week when Teddy Bridgewater was on the sideline, shit talking with Sean Payton a little bit? He wasn't he wasn't bad, but he was just sitting there that was, you know what I mean?
And the first week, whenever it was the Chiefs, I think, wasn't it?
Deshaun Watson and Pat Mahomes.
Yeah,
that's exactly
sat
what
on
I
the bench.
That type of shit. When the camera catches that type of shit, you know what I mean? That's amazing. Also, what I watched today, because it popped up right after the video, was Jeff Saturday in the Pro Bowl coming up to snap for Peyton Manning when he was on the NFC and Peyton Manning was on the AFC. Do you ever see that video?
No, I don't think so.
Really? This is years ago. Jeff Saturday is in a blue. He's in a blue. It was in the Pro Bowl. He's in a blue NFC jersey, and he snaps the ball for the AFC because Peyton's there. On the Broncos, so it's his final snap. They played together in Indy for so many years.
That's cool.
So Jeff Saturday wanted his final snap to be to Peyton, and so it's just one blue jersey on the line with all the red jerseys defending against the blue jerseys, and it was
That's
just
cool. They let him do that shit.
Came in for one play, snapped it. He fist bumped all the players in the red huddle, in the AFC huddle. They snapped the ball. Peyton gave him the ball, and he jogged back off the sideline. I was this shit is cool awesome. As fuck. I love
to see that kind of shit.
Right.
Unless it's Tom Brady and Nick Foles. There's no love lost.
There's no videos of those two ever
talking, buddy. Shaking hands, nothing. Tom Brady is not like Nick Foles.
That's okay. Tom Brady's not my problem anymore, so
that's true.
I don't care.
Cam Newton's your problem.
Cam Newton's my problem.
Listen, my jersey is my problem right now. I gotta do Carson. Buckeyes 2-0. 2-0.
2-0. That's pretty much all I got for today.
Yeah, same here. Definitely go check out Squad Pod Sports on Twitter. Always posting stuff on there.
Updates, news, all that.
Exactly. Definitely like and subscribe to this channel. Check us out every Thursday with a new episode. And then check out Squad Pod Podcast every Friday.
Subscribe to Tap That. I put that over here on the side. It's very difficult for me to point to this right now. I don't know how. It's over here.
And speaking of Tap That, go check out our podcast with Alex last week, Squad Pod Sports.
Exactly.
He was on last week.
If you're a Steelers fan, you'd like it because he's a Steelers fan. He talked.
Yeah.
We literally let him on because the week before that and the regular Squad Pod we told him that if the Steelers won and went to 6-0, that we'd let him come on and talk shit about the Steelers.
Damn it, they did it.
And then they won again. So
who knows when he'll be back talking some shit about the Steelers.
I'm sure it'll be soon because
I'm sure it'll be sooner than later.
But yeah, we'll see. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks for watching. We'll see everybody next week.
Peace.